Our story begins in the nascent days of the Internet, the year 2000, a time when the World Wide Web was still finding its footing. It was in this digital landscape that the enigmatic figure of John Titor first emerged, his arrival as sudden and inexplicable as a rip in the fabric of reality itself. Titor, posting under various usernames on forums like Time Travel Institute and Above Top Secret, claimed to be a soldier from the year 2036, sent back on a mission of vital importance. As his posts gained traction, Titor's story began to unravel, each new revelation adding another layer to the enigma. At the heart of Titor's narrative lay a paradox, a temporal conundrum that both intrigued and perplexed those who encountered his story. He claimed to be a time traveler, yet he also insisted that time travel, as we often envision it, was impossible to alter. According to Titor, the past was immutable, a fixed point in the space-time continuum that could not be rewritten, no matter how hard one tried. This concept, known as the Novikov self-consistency principle, posits that any action taken by a time traveler in the past is already woven into the fabric of history. Titor's explanation of time travel, while grounded in theoretical physics, raised more questions than it answered. Titor's descriptions of the future were often bleak, painting a picture of a world grappling with the consequences of its own actions. He spoke of a global conflict, sparked by tensions over resources and political ideologies, a war that would leave the world scarred and forever changed. In his telling, the war was not a single cataclysmic event, but rather a slow burn, a gradual escalation of hostilities that would ultimately engulf the globe. Climate change, he warned, was not a distant threat, but a present reality, its effects already being felt in the form of extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and mass extinctions. Yet amidst the darkness, Titor also spoke of resilience, of humanity's ability to adapt and rebuild even in the face of unimaginable adversity. John Titor's story, for all its outlandishness, tapped into a deep-seated human desire, the yearning to pierce the veil of time, to glimpse the secrets hidden within its folds. His claims, whether true or fabricated, forced us to confront our own mortality, our place in the grand tapestry of history. He challenged our perceptions of reality, asking us to consider the possibility that our understanding of time, of the very fabric of existence, might be flawed. Titor's story, despite its brevity, had a lasting impact, sparking countless debates, inspiring works of fiction, and fueling the imaginations of those who dared to dream of a world beyond the confines of time. In the end, the question of whether John Titor was a genuine time traveler, a cunning hoaxer, or something in between may never be definitively answered. The year 2000, the dawn of a new millennium. The Internet, a fledgling network of interconnected computers, was rapidly evolving from a technological curiosity into a global phenomenon. Online forums, those digital town squares of the early Internet, pulsed with the energy of 1,000 conversations, a melting pot of ideas, beliefs, and curiosities. It was within this digital landscape, amidst the hum of dial-up modems and the glow of CRT monitors, that the enigmatic figure of John Titor first emerged. Titor's chosen platform was the Time Travel Institute, a forum dedicated to the exploration of time travel theories, paradoxes, and the tantalizing possibility of venturing through the annals of history. His early posts were cryptic, filled with technical jargon and veiled references to a future shrouded in mystery. As weeks turned into months, Titor's posts became more frequent, his messages growing bolder, more detailed, more suggestive of a reality far removed from the year 2000. He claimed to be a soldier from the year 2036, dispatched on a mission of vital importance, a mission that had brought him to the year 1975 and now to the cusp of the 21st century. His purpose, he explained, was not to alter the past, but to retrieve a piece of technology crucial to the survival of his timeline. Titor's descriptions of the future were both tantalizing and unsettling. He spoke of a world transformed by technological advancements, where personal computers had evolved into powerful portable devices, and the Internet had become the backbone of society. Central to Titor's narrative was a series of predictions, pronouncements about the future that ranged from the mundane to the apocalyptic. Some were specific, pinpointing dates and events with an eerie precision. He spoke of a civil war erupting in the United States in 2004, a conflict sparked by social unrest and political divisions that would escalate into a full-blown battle for the soul of the nation. He warned of a global pandemic, a deadly virus that would sweep across the planet, claiming millions of lives and pushing healthcare systems to the brink. Other predictions were more nebulous, couched in metaphor and veiled warnings. These predictions, both specific and ambiguous, sent ripples of anxiety and intrigue through the online community. As Titor's story gained traction, so too did the questions surrounding his claims. How could he, a self-proclaimed time traveler, reconcile his presence in the past with the notion of a fixed timeline? How could he claim to be from the future while simultaneously asserting that the past could not be changed? The answer, Titor explained, lay in the complexities of time itself, in the very nature of the space-time continuum. He spoke of multiple timelines, parallel universes branching out from every decision, every moment in time. Time travel, he argued, was not about altering the past, but rather about navigating these timelines, about shifting between parallel realities. Beyond the predictions and the complexities of time travel, Titor's posts offered a tantalizing glimpse into the world of 2036, a world shaped by technological marvels and profound societal shifts. He described a world where personal computers had evolved into ubiquitous devices, far more powerful and portable than anything available in the year 2000. These devices, he explained, were no longer mere tools for communication and entertainment, but essential extensions of the human mind, capable of interfacing directly with the brain, augmenting cognition, and blurring the lines between the physical and digital realms. The internet, in Titor's telling, had become the very lifeblood of society, a sprawling network that connected every aspect of human endeavor. Yet Titor's vision of the future was not without its shadows. For all its technological advancements, the world of 2036 was a place of profound social upheaval. The weight of knowledge, of carrying the burden of future events, seemed to weigh heavily on Titor. He spoke of the butterfly effect, the notion that even the smallest action in the past could have unforeseen and potentially catastrophic consequences in the future. This awareness, this understanding of the interconnectedness of time, informed his every interaction, every post, every revelation. He was careful, he explained, not to reveal too much, not to provide information that could be used to alter the timeline in a way that might jeopardize his own existence. His mission, he reiterated, was not to change the past, but to observe, to learn, and perhaps to offer a subtle nudge in the right direction. As Titor's story spread, so too did the seeds of doubt. Skeptics emerged from the digital woodwork, questioning his claims, picking apart his stories, and demanding proof of his extraordinary assertions. They pointed to inconsistencies in his narratives, to contradictions in his timeline, and to the lack of any tangible evidence to support his claims of time travel. Where, they asked, was the proof? Where were the photographs of his time machine, the technical schematics, the irrefutable evidence that would silence the doubters and confirm his story once and for all? Titor, however, remained steadfast in his refusal to provide concrete proof. To reveal too much, he argued, would be to tamper with the delicate balance of time, to risk unraveling the very fabric of reality. Then, as suddenly as he had arrived, John Titor vanished. His posts ceased, his online presence evaporated, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a digital ghost story that would echo through the corridors of the internet for years to come. His final message, posted on March 24, 2001, was brief, cryptic, and tinged with an air of finality. He spoke of returning to his own time, of the mission that lay ahead, and of the hope that his words had made a difference. His disappearance only served to deepen the mystery. Had he truly returned to the year 2036, his mission accomplished? Or had he simply grown tired of the scrutiny, the skepticism, the relentless pursuit of proof? The answer, like so much else about John Titor, remained elusive, lost in the digital ether. Despite his departure, Titor's story continued to resonate, to captivate the imaginations of those who had followed his journey into the digital unknown. His predictions, his warnings, his tantalizing glimpses into the future all lingered in the minds of those who had dared to believe. John Titor's sudden departure did little to quell the fascination surrounding his story. His absence amplified the mystery, turning his musings into a digital prophecy. Each passing year brought the world closer to his fateful prophecies. Online forums buzzed with speculation and anticipation. Would his predictions of civil unrest of a world on the brink come to pass? The world was holding its breath, caught between skepticism and foreboding. The year 2004 arrived, a pivotal year in Titor's timeline. He pinpointed it as the beginning of a devastating civil war in the United States. Tensions, fueled by political polarization and economic inequality, reached a boiling point. The US presidential election became a focal point for these anxieties. The election exposed deep divisions within American society. While a full-blown civil war did not erupt, the year saw its share of conflict and unrest. The absence of a cataclysmic civil war in 2004 led many to dismiss John Titor's predictions as the ramblings of a fantasist, a hoaxer who had successfully tapped into the anxieties of the internet age. However, for others, the events of the early 2000s held an unsettling resonance. The world had witnessed a surge in political polarization, a rise in social unrest, and a growing awareness of global challenges from climate change to economic inequality. Titor's predictions should be seen as a warning, a cautionary tale about unchecked societal trends. The internet became a battleground for interpreting his meaning. Was Titor's future inevitable, or one of many possible outcomes? Among John Titor's most unsettling predictions was his warning of a global pandemic, a deadly virus that would sweep across the planet, claiming millions of lives and pushing healthcare systems to the brink. This prediction, more than any other, seemed to linger in the collective consciousness fueled by a growing awareness of the interconnectedness of the modern world and the potential for infectious diseases to spread with terrifying speed. The outbreak of SARS in 2003, while ultimately contained, served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of human populations to novel pathogens. The virus, which originated in China, spread rapidly to multiple countries, causing widespread panic and highlighting the challenges of containing a fast-moving, highly contagious disease in an increasingly globalized world. While the SARS outbreak did not reach the global scale of Titor's prediction, it fueled the belief that his warnings, however fantastical they might seem, were rooted in a reality that was all too plausible. The world, it seemed, was holding its breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop for the arrival of the pandemic that Titor had described with such chilling detail. As the years passed and Titor's predictions failed to materialize, a new interpretation emerged. Perhaps his warnings were not literal, but possibilities shaped by present choices. This many worlds interpretation suggested multiple timelines, parallel universes from every decision. Titor may have come from a divergent timeline shaped by different choices. His warnings could be cautionary tales, reminders of the power of choice. Navigate the present for a sustainable future. While John Titor's predictions of social and political upheaval were met with a mixture of skepticism and unease, his descriptions of the technological landscape of 2036 sparked a different kind of fascination. Titor had spoken of a world transformed by technological advancements, where personal computers had evolved into ubiquitous devices, far more powerful and portable than anything available in the early 2000s. These devices, he explained, were no longer mere tools for communication and entertainment, but essential extensions of the human mind, capable of interfacing directly with the brain, augmenting cognition, and blurring the lines between the physical and digital realms. The internet, in Titor's telling, had become the very lifeblood of society, a sprawling network that connected every aspect of human endeavor. In the years following Titor's disappearance, the world witnessed an unprecedented acceleration of technological progress. Smartphones, once the stuff of science fiction, became ubiquitous, putting the power of the internet and advanced computing in the palm of every hand. Social media platforms emerged, connecting people across continents and transforming the way we communicate, consume information, and engage with the world around us. The enduring allure of John Titor's story lies not only in his tantalizing prophecies, but also in the enduring mystery surrounding his true identity. Was he a genuine time traveler, a visitor from a future yet to be written? Or was he a masterful hoaxer, a digital puppet master who had successfully manipulated the online world? In the years since his disappearance, numerous attempts have been made to uncover the truth behind the Titor legend. Internet sleuths, armed with digital forensics and a healthy dose of skepticism, have scoured online archives, seeking to connect the dots to trace Titor's digital footprints back to their source. Some investigations have focused on the technical details of Titor's posts, analyzing his writing style, his use of language, and his knowledge of computer science and physics, searching for clues that might betray his true identity. Others have focused on his claims of time travel, scrutinizing his descriptions of his supposed time machine, the physics behind its operation, and the plausibility of his claims. More than 2 decades after his final post, John Titor's story continues to captivate the imagination, sparking debate and fueling the fires of speculation. Why, in an age of information overload and digital skepticism, does this enigmatic figure from the early days of the internet continue to hold such sway? Perhaps it is the nature of the story itself, a tale that blends science fiction, conspiracy theories, and the enduring human fascination with time travel into a potent cocktail for the mind. Titor's prophecies, however cryptic or ambiguous, tap into our primal anxieties about the future, our hopes and our fears. Or perhaps it is the enduring mystery of Titor's identity, the unanswered questions that linger like a digital ghost story. Was he a time traveler, a hoaxer, or something in between? The lack of a definitive answer, the ambiguity that surrounds his story, only serves to fuel our fascination, inviting us to draw our own conclusions, to fill in the blanks with our own interpretations. The enigmatic nature of John Titor's claims, coupled with his abrupt disappearance, left a void quickly filled with speculation and a thirst for validation. Could this shadowy figure who navigated the digital forums of the early internet truly have been a visitor from the future? The lack of definitive proof only fueled the fire, driving enthusiasts and skeptics alike to pore over every detail of Titor's posts, seeking tangible evidence to support or debunk his extraordinary claims. The online world, once a stage for Titor's cryptic pronouncements, transformed into a digital detective agency. Forums and websites dedicated to unraveling the Titor mystery emerged, buzzing with activity as self-proclaimed investigators dissected every post, every photograph, every technical detail, searching for the elusive smoking gun that would settle the debate once and for all. The quest for proof, however, proved to be a slippery slope. With no physical artifacts, no official records, and no confirmed sightings beyond the digital realm, the evidence remained largely circumstantial, open to interpretation and prone to the pitfalls of confirmation bias. Those eager to believe clung to every seemingly inexplicable detail, while skeptics remained unconvinced, attributing any apparent anomalies to coincidence, misinterpretations, or outright fabrication. One of the most frequently cited pieces of evidence in support of John Titor's claims centers around the IBM 5100, a portable computer released in 1975. Titor claimed it possessed a hidden functionality crucial for debugging legacy systems. He stated his mission involved acquiring an IBM 5100. The IBM 5100 could emulate older IBM mainframes, a little-known capability. This feature was used by IBM engineers for internal testing. Titor's knowledge of this obscure detail struck many as more than mere coincidence. Beyond the IBM 5100, John Titor's posts were peppered with technical details about his supposed time machine and the physics behind its operation. He spoke of micro-singularities, gravity displacement units, and the manipulation of worldlings, terms that, while rooted in theoretical physics, were often presented in a way that straddled the line between scientific plausibility and science fiction fantasy. Titor's descriptions of his time machine, often accompanied by crude drawings supposedly depicting its inner workings, were particularly captivating. He described a device consisting of 2 magnetic housing units for the micro-singularities, an electron injection manifold to alter the mass and gravity of the vehicle, and a variable gravity lock for temporal displacement. While these descriptions were met with a mixture of awe and skepticism, They fueled countless attempts by amateur physicists and armchair time travel enthusiasts to decipher the science behind Titor's claims. Websites and forums dedicated to analyzing Titor's technical specifications emerged, dissecting his every word, every diagram, every equation, searching for the key to unlocking the secrets of time travel. In a twist to the John Titor saga, some draw connections between his claims and CERN's work at the Large Hadron Collider. Titor referenced gravity manipulation and micro-black holes, concepts explored in theoretical physics and LHC experiments. The LHC, a massive particle accelerator, has sparked speculation about creating microscopic black holes. While dismissed by scientists, the idea that CERN could unlock time travel intrigues many. Adding a layer of human intrigue to the John Titor mystery are claims from individuals alleging to be related to or acquainted with Titor in some capacity. These accounts, often surfacing years after Titor's disappearance, typically involve second-hand information, passed down through family members or friends, and often presented with an air of secrecy and a reluctance to reveal too much. One such account, widely circulated within the Titor community, involves a woman claiming to be Titor's cousin. This woman, who has chosen to remain anonymous, claims that Titor confided in her about his time travel experiences, sharing details about his mission and the future he came from. She maintains that Titor was genuine in his claims, expressing concern for his well-being and the risks he was taking by revealing so much. Another account involves a man claiming to have served in the military with someone matching Titor's description. This individual, also choosing to remain anonymous, recounts stories of Titor's unusual behavior, his knowledge of future events, and his cryptic warnings about the challenges that lay ahead. These second-hand accounts, while impossible to verify, add a human dimension to the Titor mystery, fueling speculation and keeping the legend alive. Among the most tantalizing pieces of evidence presented by John Titor during his time online were a series of photographs, grainy and low resolution, that he claimed depicted his time machine and, in one instance, himself. These images, often accompanied by technical explanations of the components and functionalities they supposedly depicted, became objects of intense scrutiny and debate within the Titor community. One image, arguably the most famous, shows a blurry, indistinct object resembling a car part or piece of machinery, which Titor claimed was one of the gravity distortion units from his time machine. Another image, even more enigmatic, purports to show Titor himself seated in a vehicle, his face obscured by shadow and the low quality of the photograph. Skeptics were quick to dismiss the images as hoaxes, pointing to their poor quality, lack of clarity, and the ease with which such photographs could be fabricated or manipulated using rudimentary image editing software. Titor supporters, however, countered that the images, while far from conclusive proof, contained anomalies and inconsistencies that were difficult to explain away as simple hoaxes. Despite the intrigue surrounding the supposed evidence presented by John Titor and his supporters, the most prevalent explanation for his online persona remains grounded in the realm of the hoax. Skeptics, armed with Occam's razor and a healthy dose of digital savvy, have presented compelling arguments suggesting that Titor was nothing more than a clever fabrication, a product of imaginative storytelling and a deep understanding of online culture. Central to the hoaxer hypothesis is the lack of any verifiable, independently corroborated evidence to support Titor's claims. Despite numerous attempts to uncover his true identity, to connect him to a real-world individual or organization, no definitive link has ever been established. Titor, it seems, exists solely within the digital realm, his story confined to the archives of online forums and websites. Furthermore, skeptics point to inconsistencies and contradictions within Titor's own accounts, highlighting discrepancies in his timeline, his technical descriptions, and even his writing style. They argue that his knowledge of future events, while impressive in its scope, could have been gleaned from a variety of sources, including science fiction literature, news articles, and online discussions about future trends. Whether John Titor was a genuine time traveler or a masterful hoaxer may never be known. His story captivates those who dream of worlds beyond our own and timelines yet to be written. The allure of the Titor mystery speaks to our fascination with the unknown. Titor's tale blends science fiction, conspiracy theories, and the dream of time travel. It makes us think, question, and imagine. The notion of time travel has long captivated the human imagination. Yet it remains firmly in the realm of science fiction, challenged by scientific, logical, and philosophical paradoxes. Skeptics argue that time travel is not possible according to our current understanding of physics. Einstein's theory of relativity allows for time dilation, but not for reversing time or traveling backward. Skeptics demand extraordinary evidence, which has yet to be provided. One of the most persistent challenges to time travel is the grandfather paradox. This thought experiment exposes logical inconsistencies when altering the past. Imagine traveling back to meet your grandfather before he met your grandmother. If you prevent their meeting, your father and you would never be born. But if you were never born, how could you have traveled back in time? Altering the past could unravel reality, creating a tangled web of cause and effect. Central to the skeptic's approach is the principle of burden of proof. The onus is on the claimant to provide sufficient evidence. Extraordinary claims demand extraordinary evidence. John Titor's claims have failed to meet this burden. His evidence has been repeatedly debunked or dismissed. Another tool in the skeptic's arsenal is Occam's razor, a principle of parsimony that suggests, when presented with competing explanations for a phenomenon, the simplest explanation, the one that requires the fewest assumptions, is often the most likely to be true. In the case of John Titor, Occam's razor points towards a far less extraordinary explanation than time travel, that of the well-crafted hoax. To accept Titor's claims as genuine, one must accept a cascade of extraordinary assumptions. That time travel is possible, that Titor possessed the technology and knowledge to achieve it, that he traveled from the year 2036 to specific points in the past, and that his motivations for doing so were as he claimed. This chain of assumptions, while not impossible, becomes increasingly improbable with each additional link. The hoax explanation, on the other hand, requires far fewer assumptions. It assumes that Titor was an individual or group with a talent for storytelling, a grasp of online culture, and a desire to create an engaging and believable online persona. This explanation, while perhaps less exciting than time travel, aligns more closely with our understanding of human behavior and the Internet's capacity for fostering elaborate hoaxes. Despite the lack of conclusive evidence and the numerous logical and scientific hurdles that stand in its way, the allure of time travel persists. This enduring fascination, some argue, stems not from a rational assessment of the evidence, but from a deeper psychological need, a desire to believe in something beyond the mundane realities of everyday life. Time travel, after all, represents the ultimate escape, the ability to break free from the constraints of time's arrow and explore the infinite possibilities of the past, present, and future. It taps into our deepest regrets, our unrealized dreams, and our innate curiosity about what might have been, what could be, or what may yet come to pass. Believing in time travel, even in the absence of concrete proof, allows us to entertain the tantalizing possibility of second chances, of righting past wrongs, or of glimpsing a future yet to be written. It offers a sense of hope, of wonder, and of control in a world that often feels unpredictable and beyond our grasp. The John Titor phenomenon, with its origins in the online forums of the early internet, highlights the unique challenges of discerning truth from fiction in the digital age. The internet, for all its ability to connect us to a vast ocean of information, has also become a breeding ground for hoaxes, misinformation, and conspiracy theories, where narratives can spread with lightning speed and take on a life of their own. The digital landscape is particularly susceptible to the spread of misinformation due to the lack of traditional gatekeepers such as editors, fact-checkers, or established media outlets who once served to filter and verify information before it reached a wider audience. In the online world, anyone with an internet connection and a keyboard can become a publisher, a news source, or an authority figure, blurring the lines between credible sources and those with less scrupulous intentions. Furthermore, the Internet's tendency to create echo chambers where individuals primarily encounter information that confirms their existing beliefs can reinforce biases and make it difficult to objectively evaluate claims, especially those that align with our preconceived notions or feed into our deepest desires. Despite years of scrutiny, debate, and attempts to uncover the truth behind John Titor's online persona, the mystery endures. The lack of definitive answers, the lingering questions about Titor's true identity and the veracity of his claims continue to fuel speculation and ensure that his story remains a subject of fascination and debate within certain corners of the internet. For some, the John Titor saga serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of online misinformation, the ease with which elaborate hoaxes can take root and spread in the digital age, and the importance of approaching extraordinary claims with a healthy dose of skepticism. For others, Titor's story represents a tantalizing mystery, a digital puzzle box that may never be fully solved, but one that continues to spark the imagination and keep alive the dream of time travel. The legacy of doubt that hangs over the John Titor phenomenon highlights the challenges of separating fact from fiction in the digital age, where information spreads with unprecedented speed, and the line between reality and online persona can become increasingly blurred. The John Titor phenomenon, while perhaps a unique product of the early internet age, is but one chapter in the much longer and more enduring human fascination with time travel. The dream of venturing through time, of witnessing firsthand the events of the past, glimpsing the possibilities of the future, or perhaps even altering the course of history, has captivated storytellers, scientists, and dreamers for centuries. From the ancient myths of time-bending deities and immortal beings to the works of H.G. Wells, Isaac Asimov, and countless other science fiction authors, the concept of time travel has served as a fertile ground for exploring the human condition, the nature of reality, and the consequences of our choices. It allows us to confront our deepest fears, our wildest hopes, and our place within the grand tapestry of time. While the scientific feasibility of time travel remains a subject of debate, the enduring power of the concept lies in its ability to capture our imaginations, to make us question the nature of time itself, and to contemplate the infinite possibilities that lie beyond the boundaries of our current understanding. The story of John Titor, a tale woven in the digital tapestry of early internet forums, stands as a landmark example of how the online world can amplify mystery and blur the lines between reality and fabrication. Titor's arrival, cloaked in the anonymity of cryptic usernames and late-night forum posts, tapped into a cultural zeitgeist fueled by the anxieties and uncertainties of a new millennium. In this digital frontier, John Titor's story spread like wildfire, fueled by the power of speculation and the allure of the unknown. Despite years of scrutiny, the legacy of John Titor remains shrouded in mystery. The lack of a conclusive answer has solidified his status as a digital enigma. Whether a hoax or a genuine glimpse into the future, Titor's impact on online culture is undeniable. The allure of John Titor speaks to our fascination with the unknown and our desire for meaning. His story raises questions about time travel, reality, and belief in the digital age. Disclaimer: as an Amazon and other affiliate, I earn from qualifying purchases at no additional cost to you. Want to make videos like this? Turn text into stunning videos in seconds. Get free trial and unlock your creative potential. You can create even better videos than mine. No editor is required. Check out the link in the video description below. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time travel of John Titor. Please like, comment and share the video, and please do not forget to subscribe for more videos.